So I am recording. Hello for the crew who usually is here, which is Cliff and Mike and Justin. And then thank you for joining us, David and William. Happy that you are here. And we look forward to seeing you guys next week because we are a weekly presentation now, 1 million cups every Wednesday, usually an hour, sometimes a little bit less. So make sure that you join us. So first things first, I am going to make sure I see my gallery view. We're going to do this one, something we do every week. You guys know what it is, right? We are a coffee crew here. So we're going to hold up our coffee cups and say hi. And then if you can help me out, Mike, and just do the screenshot because I got too much going on this morning. So if you have a cup of coffee, David, and Justin, if you have a cup of coffee, if you can just hold it up because that's what we're about here. So tell me when you got it, Mike. Got that? Oh, wait, look at that. We got a Wolverine with us today. Mike, did you get the screenshot? I can't hear him. You're muted. You muted yourself, you goofball. Okay, so my name is Melissa Wilson, and I see here that what pops up is Oakland County. So I'll start there. Our group used to be called, as of last month, 1 Million Cups Oakland County, because that's where our group originated, was with a conglomeration or collaboration of Oakland County Small Business Association groups. We are now Metro Detroit, and I am Melissa. And so I usually I'm just part of the crew like the rest of you guys, but we do have a small committee. It's a volunteer committee that helps run our chapter now every week. And so May is the first time we've been doing this every week. All right, so I do have like a tiny brief, just to let you know what we do here with 1 Million Cups. And again, I want to thank, well, I see we have Koresh here as well, and David. Are you guys entrepreneurs?
No, I'm just visiting you. I'm trying to come there in Montreal, and I'm just listening.
Totally fine. How did you find us, Koresh?
On Meetup.
On Meetup. Excellent. Yeah. And then David, how did you find us? Oh, mute. Can't hear you, David. Who can help? I just didn't.
So David, you're on mute, but earlier when we were talking, he said he found it through Meetup as well.
Unmute. Is now okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Also Meetup.
And yes. Then David, are you an entrepreneur?
Yes, and I have been long time an engineer, and now and also long time inventor. Okay. I'm launching products in this year.
And so each time you launch a product, you set up as an LLC?
I can say so. Yeah.
Good.
INC LLC. Yeah. I switch back and forth. Yeah.
So that qualifies, and I'll get to that in just a second. So, like I think I heard Mike Bacon saying earlier, we don't have a presenter this week, which happens sometimes. What we're trying to do to fill our weekly slots when we don't have 1 or 2 presenters that get 6 minutes to present their early growth stage business is we will find resources in the community that should help early growth or mid-growth level businesses to, learn about licensing, learn about marketing, learn about how to use social media, a variety of other things. So we're queuing those up, but they're not set up for today. So I thought I would just, as the MC and one of the co-leads of our volunteer committee, just share with you what 1 Million Cups is about, and then show you a little bit of our social media by sharing my screen, and then we can probably all go back to our day. So just wanted to give you that heads up. So on that note, 1 Million Cups is a Kauffman Foundation nonprofit group. The Kauffman Foundation supports tons of new business growth in the United States and I believe around the world. And they realized that there was a gap for companies that they were investing in to be able to actually launch off and stay viable. So they formed this kind of grassroots group. 1 Million Cups is what they called it. And they set up the ability for the Kauffman Foundation to fund the ability for us to have chapter meetings all around the United States. In the state of Michigan, we have 3 chapters right now. One of them is up in Copper County near the UP. One of them is out in Kalamazoo. And then there's our group, which we were calling Oakland County, but now we're pretty much all Southeast Michigan. And so our new name is Metro Detroit. And we are all volunteers. We have a small volunteer committee that tries to help. Well, we don't try, we do our best to market. Yes, David?
Excuse me. Do we sometimes meet in person? I mean,
I'm coming to that.
Okay.
We've been virtual for a year, since last March.
Yeah,
Our meeting
makes sense.
location is for this year, 2021, when we either can get fully back in person or do hybrid events, is the Office Coffee Shop in Royal Oak, Michigan. The Office Coffee Shop is also our sponsor. It's a coffee house, and we will be meeting the second Wednesday of every month at the coffee house. We can have limited people in our room, 6 to 8, I believe. And we will also broadcast on Zoom. So anyone visiting, like Koresh, if you're coming from Canada, you can still log in via internet like you are. So the 1 Million Cups Foundation set this up with a certain format. And the idea of 1 million cups is that it takes 1 million cups of coffee to like actually get through a lot of the stages and the learning and the networking it takes to have a successful, viable business. And the way that our chapters work is we get together, a presenter applies through our website. Mike, if you could please put in the website link in the chat that has this 1millioncups.com/apply. That would be awesome. That is how you apply. There's just a very few questions. You send that in. We ask for, I believe, your logo and like a little blurb that we use to help us broadcast that you are presenting. And then we do have, which is different from most chapters, 2 coaches with our group. One who's a serial entrepreneur, Jason, and one who is very well trained in certification for supporting early growth stage businesses. And his name is Joe. So once you apply, the next contact that comes from us is a thank you for applying, and then you'll be reached out to by Jason or Joe, and they help you with anything that you might need with your short form presentation. And when you present with 1 Million Cups, so the first unique thing about us is that we have 2 coaches. A lot of chapters don't have any coaches. You just show up and do your best. So we have 2 coaches, which is really amazing for our group. And then the other thing that differentiates us is, I forgot. What's the other thing that differentiates us? Okay, first of all, we're very casual here too. It doesn't have to be a super tough presentation. Oh, I know what it is. When you do the presentations, so for you, David, and if Koresh, if you ever show up and want to, showcase your idea, because we do sometimes vet ideas, you're not pitching for sale. And you're not pitching for an investment. You're literally showing up at 1 Million Cups. Here's who I am. Here's my invention. Here's my business. Here's where I am in my 3 years or younger stage. And this is what I'm looking for from my business community. And it could be just extended community that likes to pay attention to what's happening in business, but they actually work their own jobs and things. But really all you're doing is saying, what can my community do to help me get over my next hump in this planning that I'm doing for my business? Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. And so I mentioned for Koresh and for David, and I believe my screen might only be showing video. So there's probably, I think there's 2 other people who are not on video, which is completely fine. You don't have to be on video. Just wanted to mention that Justin Somerville has presented twice. He has 2 different businesses. Yep. Thanks, Justin. He shows up as a regular and asks really pointed, good questions, I think, of our presenters. And then Cliff has also presented. He is part of a duo founder team and shows up at the meetings to see how he can pay it forward and help other presenters. And then Mike Bacon is part of our committee. So I'm the co-lead for the committee itself, and he helps with the marketing piece. So small intro there. All right, I am going to share my screen. And did I miss anything, Mike? Do you think I missed anything in just kind of going over what we do here? Can you unmute?
Yeah, sorry. No, I think you covered everything. It sounds good.
All right. So Another thing we like to do here, I'm just trying to open up the right tab. Another thing we like to do here is keep our mute buttons kind of on like we're all used to doing, but then we also unmute right after a presentation has happened so that we can like raise hands, ask questions. You can ask questions in the chat. A lot of times you'll see people put their information in the chat like you would do at a networking event. You're welcome to do that as well. So I'm just going to show you briefly ways that you can access our 1 Million Cups information for our Michigan Metro Detroit chapter. So this is our main page, 1 Million Cups /Metro Detroit. This is where you would go if you want to present. So you would just click on present, and then it would open up apply to present. And that is where you would be going through the very easy process. And I'm going to point out up here that it moves you out of Metro Detroit and back to the regular corporate. And they give you some tips on why to present, how to apply, how to prepare. And again, once you apply through Metro Detroit, we have 2 coaches that'll help move you into the like scheduling system. And we again are meeting weekly. So we're happy to have, we actually have 1 presenter next week, like Mike mentioned, but we can have room for a second one. So if anyone that's here wants to apply, you can do that. I am going to show you also another way we market, which is right here. This is the meetup where I think a couple of you guys found us. When we go to Meetup, LinkedIn, or Facebook and we advertise, we always send people back here to this Metro Detroit page, and that is to help us with the analytics through the 1 Million Cups Foundation. So the only way to join the meetings is to come onto this, you click following, that gives you a reminder, and then you scroll down to watch the live stream. So if you are going to present or you want anyone to join you and like watch or listen in on these meetings, this is the link that you would share with them, 1millioncups.com/Metro Detroit. And you can also see if you decide to do your own, like what a bunch of our past presentations have been. So you're welcome to click on there. This is our current committee below. So this is how you would find us on Meetup. We are also on LinkedIn, so you're welcome to find us. Oh, I should look as a member. You're welcome to find us on LinkedIn or share when you come to an event on LinkedIn, because again, we are business focused. It's 1 Million Cups Metro Detroit. And then the other place we tend to keep the most updated is our Facebook page. So I'm going to see if I guess, am I looking at this as a... So this is one of the things that we like to do is do the screenshot of us all drinking coffee. We send that to our headquarters. And you might have heard me ask in the beginning, we usually have 2 questions that we pull. If you have been here before, we need to let people know if you're brand new. So we need to let Kauffman Foundation know if you're brand new, and we need to let them know if you're an entrepreneur, because that's the 2 things they like to gauge around the country. So if you can put in the chat, that would be helpful. If you're brand new, if you have not been here before, and if you are an entrepreneur. So I know, David, that means you. And then Mike Bacon, if you could help me out by downloading that chat and emailing it to me later, that would be helpful. The last thing I want to show you is that we do record our meetings for YouTube. We have a YouTube channel. I know this is an odd link up here, but you can get to it from our Facebook, and we usually upload our meetings here to YouTube. And so we do end up putting them here. If you are a presenter that doesn't want to be on YouTube, that is completely fine as well. You just let us know in advance. We do have a comedian who's presented with us twice, and he does not like to be, he does not like to have his meetings recorded. I'm not sure why, but we can totally respect that and offer that for you guys. So I'm just stopping my share. Does anyone have any questions for me regarding our chapter? No?
Well, I got a couple questions. So I have this crazy idea, right? I'd be willing to talk about it and kind of get feedback from everybody here, but I feel like I can't go too much in depth because I have no intellectual property surrounding that yet.
Yeah.
I guess the question is, does that have any interest to anybody?
Do you want to stay on a little bit longer today? Is that what you're saying?
Well, no, not today, but maybe a future.
Oh, so you're saying maybe do like call one of our meetings.
Concept. not go into details of the concept itself, kind of throw the idea out there, see what the impact of that idea might be.
I think it sounds interesting, Justin. I would say that we would need to be careful about the recording aspect of it and posting posting the recording afterwards if it's not something you have locked down with IP yet.
Yeah, that's the danger of me being an entrepreneur. I'm always thinking.
Yeah, that's a good idea. All right, I like that. One of the things I didn't mention was that in our monthly, like we're doing every week presentations, we are hoping to hold the fourth Wednesday of the month for student entrepreneurs, young people entrepreneurs. So we might have entrepreneurs from high school or college or who are somewhere in between that need to kind of vet their idea and practice presenting in front of real business owners. So we don't have that quite set up yet. We should by probably August have a pretty good pipeline of that happening. So if you do know of any students or classrooms that want to join us to sit in on a meeting or ask their students to present their idea in kind of a safe, non-judgmental, like we're just going to ask questions and try and help people with their presentation, then it'd be the fourth Wednesday of the month. And I'll mention again that the second Wednesday of the month, we are going to try to do hybrid events until we can meet in person again. All right. Is there anything else? I mean, I would like to let everyone go back to their days, and I would love to see everyone show up next week, Wednesday morning at 9 o'clock or 8:45, and we can chat it up. Does that sound okay?
Okay. Yeah, sure.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming. I know it was a short one and it's kind of odd, but we are pretty casual, but we do have to follow a certain protocol. So thanks, everyone, for coming today.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
It's Melissa,
you.
good abbreviated version.
Ciao.
Thank you.